Configuring user type groups. Creating user type groups gives users access to general system functions and groups, rather than to individual users. Users are assigned a main user type group when the user account is created, but can also have an additional group. If a user has two user type groups, then the system will apply the least restrictive permissions. For example, if one group has Show Templates permission, and the other group does not allow to show templates, then the Show Templates permission will be applied to the user. To access the User Type Manager, click the User Types submenu under the Administration main menu. The DMS system comes pre-configured with a number of built-in groups, and predefined permissions. These permissions can be changed, or a new user group created. The permissions are split into 5 different sections. Each set of permissions have the Show permission. This permission is needed to show the actual menu item. The Add, Edit and Delete permissions determine which actions the user can configure within that settings page. The first set of permissions control access to the dashboards, folders and trash. The next set of permissions controls access to showing and adding templates or documents. The next set of permissions control access to adding, editing or deleting items in the section library. The next set of permissions control access to adding, editing or deleting internal and external users. The final set of permissions control access to configuring the system variables administration items. To add a new user group, we can either right-click the internal or external user node and select Add User Group, or click the Add button. When clicking the Add button, enter a user group name, select if it is an internal or external user group, then click Add. Go through each of the sections selecting the permissions appropriate for that user group. Adding an external user group is done the same, although external user groups are used more for grouping users rather than permissions, as there are no permissions to select. After the user groups have been created, they can be applied to the users, edit the user profile, then change the setting to the new group. Users can also have an additional group. They will then have the combined permissions of both user groups. Click the Update button to save the changes. Next time the user logs in, their new user group will apply. Finally, users cannot change the user type group of their own profile, only other user profiles.